This seems to be impossible to solve, but I'm going to take you step by step through this. Welcome back to my channel. In this wonderful geometry question, we are given a semicircle. Please, this is not drawn to scale, okay? We are given a semicircle with radius 5 centimeters. And this is supposed to be a square, but because this is not drawn to scale, I couldn't get this to look like a square. But please know that this is a square, okay? And this is actually our question. We are asked to find the area of this square. And that is the only information given to us, this. So how do we proceed from here? Okay, now this seems to be a complex one, but it's actually very easy. First thing we are going to do is, this is the center of the semicircle. Let us join this to this. Okay, there is very important information again that we are given. All right, the information is that this place is equal to this place, and the sides of this triangle are equal. All right, and that means that this triangle is an equilateral triangle. So if we call this angle A, this B, and this C, since ABC is an equilateral triangle, A is equal to B, which is equal to C, which is 60 degrees. Each of them equals 60 degrees. So if I should join A to the center O, let's join A to the center O, we will have this, okay? And this will be 90 degrees. And because this is coming from the center, this will be 30 degrees, right? And that means this will be 60 degrees. Yes. But looking at this, that means what we have is a special triangle, triangle 30, 60, 90, okay, which has a special ratio to the sides. Okay, now when you have a special triangle of 30, 60, 90, the sides, this is the ratio of the sides. The ratio of the sides is, if 30 is x, okay, 60, the side facing 60 will be x root 3, and the side facing 90 will be 2x. Okay, so looking at this, this is our 30. So let's call OC. OC is x in this case, right? So it means that OA should be what? X root 3. That is the side facing our 60 degrees, x root 3. And we already know that OA is also the radius of this circle. Therefore, OA is 5 centimeters. So here is 5 centimeters as well. So where we're actually looking for is the side facing 30 degrees, which is OC and AC. We don't know these two sides. Now, but since we know one side, which happens to be OA, which is our 60 degrees, right? It means that 60, the side facing 60 degrees, which is 5, is equal to x with 3, right? Now, to get our x, which is OC, let's divide both sides by root 3. So if we do that, we will have that x is 5 over root 3. So permit me to replace this with 5 over root 3. 5 over root 3. Okay? All right. Now, similarly, we can also find our hypotenuse, which is the side facing the 90 degrees, since we already have our x. Okay? Now remember, the side facing our 90 degrees is 2x. So our AC will be equal to 2 multiplied by our x is 5 root 3. So our AC will be equal to 10 root 3. So I'm going to write this now. AC is 10 over root 3. 10 over root 3. Okay, please, if this is the first time you are coming across my channel, kindly subscribe to the channel, please. Yeah, do that, turn on your notification bell. If not, this will be the last time you are going to see me. But if you subscribe and turn on your notification bell, you will be notified anytime I upload a new video. All right? Okay, so now we have the sides of our right angled triangle. So if the length of, let's call the length of our square x. If we call it x, now let's join the center of this triangle to the center of this square. Okay, so let's join the two together. So please pardon me, I'm just trying to make this drawing as neat as possible. That is what I'm actually trying to do. Trying to make this drawing as neat as possible. All right, so if this is the center, all right, now we need to name all this. So let's call this, we have A, B, C. Let's call here D. Let's call here E. Let's call here F. Let's call here G. All right, now let's call this H, this point H. And remember that since this is the center, right, then this is 90 degrees. Okay, and this is also 90 degrees. Yeah, so looking at what we have, let us also join. You're going to see why I'm doing this. Remember that our intention is to find the area of this square. All right, and to find it we need the value of x, which is one side, because area of a square is length squared, right? So if we can get our x, then definitely we'll be able to get the area of the square. Very easy. So this is what we are going to do. Let us join this center to this point, point F. I have a reason for that. So doing that, we will have, please don't expect this to be perfect. I'm just trying to make sure that this is not too vague. All right. All right. Now looking at this, we have OF and we have OH. So we have formed triangle OFH, and also have this triangle here, triangle OC. Now if I decide to name this point, we have HI. Okay, let's name this point point J. All right, now looking at triangle OJC or OCJ, let's draw it out. Triangle OCJ. So this is our J, this is our O, and this is our C. Okay, we don't really know this side, but we know that this is 60 degrees, right? This is 60 degrees. And we know that this side is, okay, you can see that looking at this clearly, this place is 90 as well. This is 90. So we have 90 here. Therefore, this is 30. Therefore, we have our special triangle again, triangle 30, 60, 90. Now, let's see the side that we have in this drawing, this OCJ. Okay, now looking at this very well, you can see that we have side OC. So OC is 5 over root 3. And you know that OC is our 90 degrees. Remember the ratio, x is to x root 3 is to 2x. So our 2x is 90. So it means that 2x is equal to 5 root 3, 5 over root 3. Note that my x in this case is not this. I'm just trying to find the side of this triangle. Okay. So in order not to confuse us, let me change the side of this triangle to something else. So let's call it y. All right, so that you don't mistake this x as this x. All right, so I'm just using the ratio to find the sides of this our triangle. My intention is to find OJ. All right, and OJ is the side facing the 60 degrees. All right, so if we should find our x, we can find this is for 60 degrees. Okay, so now we have our x will be equal to 5 over 2 root 3, right? Our x will be 5 divided by 2 root 3. So if our x is 5 divided by 2 root 3, then OJ, which is x root 3, so OJ will be equal to x root 3, that is 5 over 2 root 3 times root 3. And this will remove this, so we have OJ to be 5 over 2. So it means that OJ is 5 over 2. So 5 over 2. All right. Now, I think we are done here. Yes, because basically, I want you to observe the drawing very well. I think I will buy marker next time, like different colors, so that I can use different colors to draw this. Please pardon me this time. I will try to make budget for that and buy different colors of markers for this. I know some of you have suggested it before, but it keeps skipping my mind. Sorry about that. So we have triangle OHF. So let's draw it out. We have this, we have this, we have this. So this is our O, this is our H, and this is 90 degrees, right? And this is our F. So we have OH. Remember that from here to here should be equal to from here to here. That is, assuming this is drawn to scale, from JH should be equal to OG, which is Y. So we are going to have Y plus 5 over 2 for OH. All right. Now OF is the radius of this semicircle. Therefore, OF is equal to 5 centimeters. So here is 5. So, and here from here to here, FH will be x over 2 or y over 2 instead. Now I'm going to explain why. It's going to be y over 2 because FG is also equal to y, which is the side of this square. Therefore, FG, half of it should be y over 2. Okay, now we have a right angle triangle, which means that we can find anything we are looking for here using the Pythagorean theorem. So using the Pythagorean theorem, we will have that the hypotenuse squared, which is OF squared, will be equal to OH squared plus FH squared. Okay, so OF is 5 is equal to OH is y plus 5 over 2 squared, and FH is y over 2 squared. So solving for that, 5 squared is 25. This is equal to, if we should use this algebra identity that states that a plus b squared equals a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. Okay, then we are going to expand this way. So first we have 5 squared is 25 is equal to y squared plus 2 times y times 5 over 2, right? Which will give us 2 multiplied by y multiplied by 5 over 2. Then plus 5 over 2 squared. Okay, then plus y squared over 2 squared is 4. So moving forward, I don't think we still need this. So let me erase it so that I'll have space to solve what I'm doing. Okay, moving forward, we will have 25 is equal to y squared plus, these two, we remove these two, we have 5y plus 5 squared is 25 over 2 squared is 4 plus y squared over 4 as well. Okay, so this is what we will have. Now, we can actually multiply through by 4 in order to remove these denominators. So 25 times 4 is 100 equals 4y squared plus 20y plus 25 plus y squared. So we'll have 100 is equal to 4y squared plus y squared is 5y squared plus 20y plus 25. Now 100 minus 25 will give us 75 is equal to 5y squared plus 20y. Did we miss anything? No, not yet. Okay, now we are going to transfer this, because looking at this, or before that, let's divide through by 5. Now 75 divided by 5 will give us 15. 5y squared divided by 5 is y squared. 20y divided by 5 is 4y. So now we have a new equation to solve. And you can see that that is basically a quadratic equation. So we are going to have y squared plus 4y. This will cross to become minus 15 is equal to 0. So using the quadratic equation formula, is actually making my board to be busy. So using the quadratic equation formula, all right, we are going to have that y is equal to minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac, everything divided by 2a. Now our a is 1, our b is coefficient of y, which is 4, our c is the constant, negative 15. Now moving forward, we will have our y to be minus 4 plus or minus square root of 4 squared minus 4 multiplied by 1 multiplied by, our c is negative 15, divided by 2 multiplied by 1. So y will be equal to minus 4 plus or minus square root of 16 minus minus is plus, 4 times 15 is 60, divided by 2. So our y will be negative 4 plus or minus square root of 76 divided by 2. Okay, now y will be equal to minus 4 plus or minus this same thing as square root of 19 times 4. Okay, yeah, divided by 2. We are almost there. Thank you if you actually watched to this level. If you know you watched to this level, write on point in the comments. Let us confuse those that didn't. Just write on point on the comments. Okay, thank you so much. This will enable me to know how many of you are interested in a well-detailed analysis. That is when the video is longer than usual. How many of you will stay to watch? So I need that so that I will know how to choose or how to generate my videos. Okay, so now we have y will be equal to minus 4 plus or minus root 19 and 4, that means 2 root 19 divided by 2. Okay, so y will be negative 4 divided by 2 will give you negative 2 plus or minus root 19. Now we know that our y should be a length, something is a length, and it should be positive because length cannot be negative. So that simply means that we have two values of y and we are going to remove the negative. So the value of y we will take is square root of 19 minus 2. Okay, so we are going to remove negative 2 negative root 19 to give us a negative answer. So this is our y. Now, the area of this square is y squared, right? So the area will be equal to root 19 minus 2 all squared. Okay, so if we solve this arithmetic, as me I have a calculator, we are going to first find root 19 minus 2, which will give us a number, and we'll square it to get our area in units squared. All right, thank you so much for watching, and thank you.